Welcome to CAN, Caribbean Affiliate News. My name is Siobhan Gobin. Here are the stories that we're following today, July 13, 2013. In the news from the Caribbean, a special police tourism unit is to be established in Tobago. 4 senior lecturers are promoted by the University of the West Indies. In the Dominican Republic, 3 men and 3 women facing attempted murder charges are granted bail. Details on these headlines and more when we return.
Stop the music! It's week 2 of our used car blowout month, and this week it's guaranteed credit approval. If we can't show you how to get approved, that car is on us. Log on now, GrecoAuto.com.
Welcome back to CAN, Caribbean Affiliate News. My name is Siobhan Gobin, and this segment is sponsored by Clear. A special police tourism unit is to be established in Tobago to assist in fighting crime against tourists to the island, Tourism and Transportation Secretary Tracy Davidson Celestine disclosed today. She said she intended to encourage National Security Minister Emmanuel George to keep it on the agenda and to see it through to its end, according to a statement from the Tobago House of Assembly yesterday. Celestine was speaking at the media briefing following a 3-hour meeting of national security units led by the National Security Minister and representatives of the Tobago House of Assembly, led by Chief Secretary Orville London at the Mount Irvine Bay Hotel. The Tourism Secretary also commended the police for using statistics to identify the crime hotspots in the island to fight crime. George told reporters that the meeting, which discussed crime and security related to Tobago, looked at the crime statistics, which revealed that there was a marginal increase in the first half of this year, largely due to housebreaking and larceny. He said ways to combat this were discussed along with the protection of the maritime boundaries and the concerns over the delay in having a THA police force as well as legislative measures to protect sea bathers. The University of the West Indies yesterday announced the promotion of 4 of its senior lecturers to the rank of professor based on their academic qualifications, research achievements, and active involvement. These are Drs. Mouia Agahilt, Rosemary Wright Pascoe, Michael Taylor, and Wendell Abel. Professor Mouia obtained a Doctor of Philosophy degree in economics from Northern Illinois University in the USA. His service to the university is highlighted by the design of a new course, Advanced Financial Economics. Professor Rosemary Wright Pascoe is a UWI alum, having obtained her Doctor of Medicine, Internal Medicine degree in 1990 at the university. Professor Wright Pascoe has had an integral role in curriculum development. Professor Michael Taylor is a senior lecturer in the Department of Physics of the Faculty of Science and Technology at the UWI Mona campus. His academic specialization lies in environmental physics. Professor Wendell Abel is senior lecturer in the Department of Community Health and Psychiatry and also heads a section of psychiatry at the UWI Mona campus. His research is focused on mental health policy and service system development, and he has been the recipient of several honors and awards for his work in the field. In the Dominican Republic, 3 men facing attempted murder charges and 3 women charged with conspiracy to rob, robbery, and kidnapping have been granted bail. The individuals were charged in connection with an incident involving 2 Colombian nationals on July 1st. According to police reports, the defendants stole 3,000 EC dollars and a BlackBerry Bold worth $400 from Jesus Parra. Ron Gav Jolly, Issa Allen, and Kester Cyprian received $75,000 bail, while Vanessa Guste, Fernella Guste, and Kahina Green were granted $35,000 bail each. Their bail conditions include surrendering all travel documents, should not interfere with any witnesses involved in the matter, should report to the Roger police station every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday between 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., and should inform the police of any change of address. Gahina Green and Fernella Guste were also given an 8 p.m. curfew. Government believes that the United States Embassy in Georgetown is the source of inaccurate reports of trafficking in persons in Guyana that are reflected in the U.S. State Department's 2013 TIP report. This is according to Cabinet Secretary Dr. Roger Luncheon, while replying to a query about government's decision to not respond to early questionnaires on TIP as requested by the U.S. Embassy in Georgetown. On Wednesday, in a press release, the Ministerial Task Force on Trafficking in Persons expressed deep concern that the 2013 State Department's report on TIP in Guyana has not reviewed the country fairly. And I quote, "The government of Guyana regrets that the U.S. Embassy, though it requests every year responses of the government of Guyana to a questionnaire on TIP, does not accurately reflect these responses in its annual report. Consequently, the government of Guyana wishes to make it clear that in the future it will not be completing and returning questionnaires on trafficking in persons to the U.S. authorities." According to Dr. Luncheon, and I quote, "The embassy there, we feel, is the source of these inaccurate reports, and in their headquarters, State Department TIP, whatever you call it, organization, they have established how we move forward in dealing with our righteous indignation about the way we have been improperly treated." End of quote. However, the U.S. Embassy in Georgetown stands by the Department of State's 2013 Trafficking in Persons report on Guyana, and even without government filling out the questionnaires, the U.S. will still include Guyana in its reports. According to the embassy, the report draws heavily on information provided by the government of Guyana, which has been comprehensively incorporated into the report. And I quote, "We also draw on other sources including government officials, local and international NGO representatives, representatives of international organizations, journalists, academics, and trafficking survivors. The Department of State has credible sources to support every statement in the report," the embassy said. Guyana will continue to be featured in the report because the Department of State is mandated by U.S. law to assess government's efforts worldwide to fight human trafficking according to minimum standards that are in line with the UN Protocol to prevent, suppress, and punish trafficking in persons. You are watching Caribbean Affiliate News. Stay tuned.